Welcome to another edition of Symbolic Word. Today we'll talk about Hey, the fifth letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Hey means a window or a viewpoint. It is also symbolized by a garment or a robe. And these two very different symbolisms are connected. They are actually two sides of a coin, just as white and black are two sides of the same coin. Hey has the value of 5, and therefore it is like our 5 senses. Now, as the window to the universe, Hey is just like Delet. It is a part, or it is meant to be a symbol that is a part of the house of Yahweh. Hey is the windows in the house, whereas Delet was the doorway. And as we've said before, the house of Yahweh is none other than our own body. We are the temple not made with hands. And so Hey is reflective of the windows in our body. Since Hey it represents the number 5, we could say that these 5 windows are 5 different viewpoints that we can have from our body. And that brings us to the 5 human senses. These are 5 windows into the universe, our only windows into the universe, in fact. We have sight, we can hear sound, we smell different fragrances, we taste different foods, and sometimes odors too will sometimes leave a taste in the mouth. And we can touch with our hands. We can feel heat and cold. We can feel pressure. And so through these 5 windows, we come to know our universe. And our body becomes this temple, the natural and preferred temple of Yahweh. And what this means is that our vessel is not just our own. It's not just our own. It's also a windows for Yahweh. Since, according to the Bible, Yahweh and Jesus and the Holy Spirit come to dwell inside of our house with us. And so everything that we experience through our windows is also an experience for Yahweh. What we see on the outside of us influences what we are on the inside. We use these 5 senses to critique our universe. We see what works with us and what doesn't work. And then we use that information, or Yahweh uses that information, to build the kingdom. And so there is this feedback loop where what we experience is fed back into the system on higher levels of consciousness beyond this universe, which also helps to mold it into what it will become. Now, the second symbol of Hey is the garment, and it seems so totally like out there. It's like totally unconnected to the window. But as we'll soon see, they are almost mirror images of each other. So the garment is very common. It's a very common symbol for Hey in Judaism. And just as the body has these 5 senses, so garments have 5 holes that the different limbs go through. There's a hole for the head, there are 2 more holes for the arms, and there's 2 holes for the legs. And so we wind up with 5 limbs that we also are sensing the universe through. Now, the head represents our thoughts and our ability for speaking. In Judaism, the power of speech is very important, for it is Yahweh that speaks the Word into, or speaks the universe into existence. And of course, Jesus is also called Logos, the Word, or the command. Okay? So speech is very important. And the head is, of course, that which directs everything else. It's the part that makes the plan, which the rest of the body then must follow. Our arms are the actions that we do. So we formulate our thoughts, and our arms set out to do things. But we don't just do things randomly. We do things according to what we have sensed from the universe. So we've used one part of hay to gather in input and looked at the universe and sensed the universe and what it's doing. And then we have a reaction. And the garment is our reaction. And so these arms are doing things. We're building things. We're destroying things with our hands. Now our legs also are important. They represent our motion, the direction in which we are going. And motion always represents change. When we move, we change things. We change which way they go. If nothing moved, nothing would ever change. That's why ice, when you freeze something and the molecules slow down to such an extent, it looks like nothing is changing. It doesn't decay. It doesn't change from its state that it was 3 months ago. Whereas without it being frozen, it would just decay away like it's supposed to. And so movement causes change. It is the process of becoming, which is the very nature of Yahweh. So the garment is the inner man. Hay is the window that we assess the universe through, and hay is also the garment, our reaction to the universe. When our garment gets dirty, the Bible tells us that we are steeped in sin. We have reacted to the universe in such a way that we are in conflict with building the kingdom. And really, the kingdom is the solution to all things. If there is suffering in the world, if you have the orphan and the widow, it is because of our collective reactions to the universe. And we have decided that there's not enough stuff here for everyone to have something, and so I guess you're just going to have to do without, and you're going to have to struggle a little bit more because I can't be concerned with you. I can only be concerned with me. And so something is wrong with our love. And it's a sign that we have not quite made the kingdom yet. We have not figured out how to get things to be distributed evenly, and the care for each human being and for each other has not come into the picture as it should have. But when a garment is dirty, we can clean it. We can always change it. We can put on fresh garments. And that is a symbol of us getting rid of sin, getting rid of that way of thinking which is selfish, and that way of reacting to the universe. So in this case, hay is both the inner and outer self. It is our outer sensing of the universe and then our inner reactions. Now the windows are permanent parts of our house. We were meant to have the five senses to see and interact with the universe with. That's a part of our body. That's a part of our temple, and it's supposed to be there. However, the garment is not permanent. It is meant to be changed and cleansed and made whiter and whiter and whiter. As Daniel said, if they go through fire, it's to make them white. It is to cleanse them. And so we can go through this cleansing process where our garment is either whitened or gotten rid of entirely and exchanged for some new garment, which brings us closer to what the design intent was to be, and that is the building of the kingdom and the full expression of love between all human beings. If you want to know more, you can join us on Jewish and Christian Symbology on Facebook, where we discuss symbolism, prophecy, hidden meanings in the Bible, and Kabbalah.